Are you having trouble manifesting your desires? You've probably heard about the law of attraction and tried to use it to make the life of your dreams a reality. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to work in your case. You are not alone. Many people get discouraged when after a while they don't see results despite their efforts. Sometimes this is simply due to a lack of persistence and giving up too soon. However, there are also times when people misinterpret the law of attraction and approach the manifestation process in the wrong way. If you watch this video carefully, I guarantee that this case will no longer concern you. In it, we will touch on the most common mistakes and discuss ways that will allow you to manifest your desired reality as quickly as possible. The first thing I would like to emphasize is that the law of attraction exists and is always working. It is not true to say, in my case, this law does not work. It does work, always. It may just be that the results you receive are not in line with what you would like. The law of attraction is one of the laws of the universe, just like, for example, the law of gravity. Can you imagine if someone could say one day that just today, in his case, gravity probably does not work? You would consider it ridiculous. So we must remember once and for all that the law of attraction works constantly and is the same for everyone. I would also like to reassure you. You may have started to think that it all seems too complicated and you will never be able to grasp all the nuances and thus manifest your desires. Don't worry, this law is not that difficult to apply at all. It is only necessary to fully understand its essence, and then everything becomes child's play. This is the aspect that fails many people. They simply do not understand this law. So let me explain it to you as simply as I can. Perhaps you have heard about the fact that everything in the universe vibrates. This is well known to all physicists. This is the so-called law of vibration. Here is what Nikola Tesla once said: "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." But you may ask me now, what does this even have to do with the law of attraction? You see, the law of attraction is actually a corollary to the law of vibration. Bob Proctor, one of the speakers appearing in the famous movie The Secret, in numerous interviews, later stressed that although the movie is great and has helped many people around the world, it failed to fully convey the essence and how the law of attraction really works. Here is what he said about the relationship between the two laws I mentioned above. The law of vibration is the primary law, and the law of attraction is the secondary law because vibration is what causes attraction. So to fully understand the law of attraction, one must first understand the law of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe is in a constant state of movement. We refer to these movements as vibration. The speed or rate at which something vibrates is called its frequency. The only difference between two objects is the rate of their vibrations. Even solid objects that we perceive as static, such as wood or a wall, are vibrating. Their vibration is low, which means that they are vibrating at a slow speed. Our bodies, on the other hand, vibrate at an extremely high rate. What's crucial is that our thoughts, like everything else in the universe, are energy as well, and they vibrate at different frequencies depending on the nature of the thought. The more positive the thought, the higher the vibration. Bob Proctor says, "Our thoughts are cosmic waves that are so powerful that they penetrate all space and time. And our thoughts and feelings control the vibration of our body. We have the power to dictate the frequency of our being by choosing and directing our thoughts." So we can draw the following conclusions from this. Our emotional state directly affects what vibration our body is in. This, in turn, translates into what we attract into our lives, because all things set up resonance with anything that is on the same frequency. So let's go back to the law of attraction. Attraction is a force working reciprocally between particles of matter and attempting to connect them to each other. The proper application of the law of attraction in order to romanticize our desires is therefore to align our thoughts and emotions with what we wish to attract into our lives. Over the centuries, many famous people, thinkers, and philosophers have emphasized the essence of this law. Here's what Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic philosopher, said: Our life is what our thoughts make it. Earl Nightingale, on the other hand, emphasized, "We become what we think about." However, it is important to understand that thoughts of what we desire must dominate our mind. We should focus on what we want and remind ourselves of it as often as possible. This is precisely the first mistake that many people make. They think that all they have to do is say, "I want to be rich," and everything will magically change. However, does the person who says these words actually feel rich? Even if they are able to feel that way at the moment of saying those words, what does the rest of their day look like? Imagine a person who has heard about the law of attraction, so every morning for 5 minutes they repeat all sorts of affirmations like, "I am rich," "Money is flowing into my life," "I am wealthy," and so on. And then such a person starts their ordinary day. They go to the store and choose only the cheapest products just to save a few dollars. Then they get on the bus and don't buy a ticket because it's a waste of money. Later in the day, they come across a homeless man who asks for a few cents, and they challenge him while shouting that no one gave them anything for free. What kind of vibration does such a person send out to the universe? Do they exude abundance and prosperity? Are they dominated by a sense of lack and fear of scarcity, despite their morning affirmations? Remember, the law of attraction works by the totality of the vibration we send out, not merely by what we say we want. At this point, I would also like to touch on the topic of faith. We must believe that what we are asking for and trying to manifest is already on its way to us. As Jesus says in the Gospel of St. Mark, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Belief is an essential factor in any successful manifestation, but once again it simply comes down to the vibrations we send out to the universe. If we have doubts and our thoughts are filled with uncertainty and fear of failure, no matter what we repeat, we will get results according to what we believe and feel. According to your faith, let it be done to you. Another common misunderstanding is the belief that all we have to do is imagine what we want, and it will materialize without us taking any action. One of my spiritual teachers liked to say that the name Law of Attraction contains the word action in it. We can't expect to visualize our dream partner, then sit in a chair and wait, and out of nowhere, he will ring our doorbell. As we visualize what we want to get or achieve, let's try to imagine what kind of person we need to become to make it match our vibration. No one would want to find themselves in a situation where our dream partner shows up in our lives, but after a short time we lose him or her because we weren't ready for the relationship. We should also remember that the universe does not always deliver what we want exactly the way we assume it will happen. We must keep in mind that we are operating from a limited human point of view, while the universe always knows what is the best solution and at what time it should happen. Therefore, let's be open to the unknown. If you get an unexpected invitation to a party from an old friend, perhaps he is just the messenger, and it is at this party that you will meet your dream partner. Likewise, if someone offers you to enter a promising business, don't turn down his proposal just because you're waiting to win the lottery. The universe will always deliver what we want in the best possible way, and very often it is the way we would least expect. Let me share a personal story with you. At one time, I needed a certain amount of money for a specific purpose. Unfortunately, at that time, I didn't have a job and I didn't know how I would get the money. However, I kept a positive attitude and persisted in faith. One day, I decided that it was a good idea to clean out my book cabinet, something I had never done before. As I was cleaning, an envelope fell out of one of the books. Inside the envelope was money, the sum of which was enough to cover my needs. Another example may seem a bit more drastic, although I want to reassure you in advance that everything ended well for everyone. At the time, I needed a considerable amount of money to fulfill one of my desires. I had no idea how I was going to do it. One day, I had an appointment with my father in another city, so in order to get there, I had to make a trip by car. On the way, another car hit the rear of my car under completely unexpected circumstances. No one was hurt, and the cars were not too seriously injured either. However, I received money from the insurance company for the incident, and the amount was enough for me to realize my desire more than enough. Just think how many things had to come together at the time for this to happen. Since then, I also know to remember that seemingly unfortunate events can actually serve a greater good. And have you had an event in your life that originally seemed irrelevant, but over time you recognize that it may have contributed to you getting something you wanted? Let me know in the comments. Let the following quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer sum up our today's video. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So be aware of your thoughts and emotions, direct them towards your desired goal, and watch the miraculous changes in your life. If you enjoyed this video, please show some love by leaving a like, so this video can help as many people as possible. Also, leave a subscription so you don't miss future videos on creating our dream reality. Until next time, take care, and let's keep creating together.